Hi, my name is Charles Wade. I'm a PhD student at the University of Colorado Boulder. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about material definition files in OpenVCAD. So this is a continuation of my series on how to use OpenVCAD. Specifically, we're going to look at these special files that actually correlate our material definitions, these names that we're using in our design. So in this case of this design, we have blue, cyan, and yellow, two actual color values that when sampled into PNG stacks or used for visualization, we can do that properly. So we can always switch what material definition file we're using down here, right? So this says this is located in config/testing.json. And whatever materials end up being defined in this file can be used here. If they're used here and they're not defined here, OpenVCAD will throw an error. So if we want to edit this file, this is the one that comes by default with OpenVCAD. We're going to go up here to File, Open Material Configs directory. That's going to open up this window. You can see we're in that config/testing now. If I add more, I could copy and paste this and make different ones and use this drop down to select it. Just make sure you reboot OpenVCAD before you do that. If we go ahead and open up this JSON file, we can get an idea of what's going on here. So it's a very basic format. The JSON just contains a single object called materials. That's an array. This is an array of these material definitions. So every material definition has a name. So in this case, what we're going to call it in our design. So red, yellow, cyan, as well as an RGB and an alpha component. So this RGBA is going to be whatever you want it to be defined as for your printer, right? So you need to correlate these to whatever materials you're going to assign them to in your printer or you care about for your visualization. One thing I will point out down here at the very bottom is you have a special material called void defined here. Void in OpenVCAD will be defined no matter if it's in your file or not. If it's not available, or if it's not provided in your material configuration file, OpenVCAD will assume that your void is a 0R, a 0G, a 0B, and a 255 alpha component, right? So this basically says this is what the background color should be in the design, right? So anything that doesn't have material or design in it should be this void space. And I've talked about in some of the other videos where you might want to use void intentionally in your design. You might want to add porosity to your design. You can functionally grade void into it that way. But the reason we allow you to define void in the material definition file is because sometimes void is different on different machines, right? A lot of times you'll see that void might be white, or it might be black, or it might have an alpha component of 255, or it might have an alpha component of 0. So depending on your system, this is something you might need to tweak by configuring the void. But once we've gone through and defined all the materials in here, go ahead and close out of this, come back, make sure that it's in this configs directory in the OpenVCAD, program location, and then you'll be able to use them freely in here by defining these material names.